Hi, everybody. This is Maria from What's the Story with Me? Okay. All right. So we're waiting for Jimmy. I know. I'm on the Facebook Live, Jimmy. All right. So we're waiting for the engineer to tell us to go in. But I'm coming in. Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to What's the Story with Maria. And this is episode 3, and we're having so much fun. Thank you, Jimmy Bell. Oh, I've been saying this every week, and it's the truth. My heart's pounding until I hear Jimmy's voice. Thank you, Jimmy. And we're not even dating or anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's the engineer, producer guy. And Joe Rocks, thank you very much for inviting us onto Armed Radio. This is a great thing now. I've discovered Armed Radio. So we have Radio Garden Worldwide. If you go to that, you can also find Armed Radio through that. If you have a TuneIn app on your phone or your computer, that's how you find Armed Radio. It's the logo is a blonde girl with red lipstick, and you can listen to a million different things. And then let's say you want to listen to it in podcast, which is what I love the podcast because I can listen to it over and over and hear different things. That's on Spreaker, Spreaker. That's your Spreaker app, either on your computer or your phone. It's got a little little gold star. You click on that, and you can find our show. Just type in What's the Story with Maria. Okay, got that out of the way, right? So tonight is such a great night. I'm so excited because 2 of my great friends are here. I have Shanna Sharp, my friend, who we've been friends many, many years. And I have Aleksander. I've been calling him Sasha, which is a nickname, but his real name is Aleksander Cosic. And he is a filmmaker, a photographer, and he told me about this other cool stuff that he does now as well that I didn't know. So we're going to tell you all about that. So here's we were talking before we went Facebook Live, and one of the greatest things about living in New York is that you meet the best people. I think. If you're a good person, you'll meet good people. If you're creepy, you're going to meet some creepy people. Right, Shanna? Yeah. But we're good people. So anyway, and most of the people that I know and work with or associate with happen to be artists of some kind. So now these 2 didn't just kind of get in different cabs and get here, and I didn't, put them together for no reason. They actually are engaged. What? And then, wait a minute, what's this little thing? Now, Shanna has been posting on Instagram and Facebook.
Obnoxiously.
Bling, right? Adventures in Bling.
Adventures in Bling, yeah.
So Shanna, for our radio listeners, just showed off her engagement ring. And we've been following. The engagement ring has a Facebook of its own. We follow it, Bling. So they are a couple, and I find them to be incredibly interesting for many reasons. But one of the reasons is that Shanna is from, where are you from originally?
I'm from Alabama.
Alabama, the deep South.
That's true.
And Aleksander, you are from where?
Serbia.
That's
ex-Yugoslavia.
Ex-Yugoslavia.
Many people know Yugoslavia. A little people know Serbia. Yugoslavia had a better
I didn't
name.
know it when we started dating. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So when he said to you, so you guys met.
We met on OkCupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? That's the story with that. What's the story of how'd you meet? They met on OkCupid. Yeah. And how did Serbia come up? Had you ever heard of Serbia?
No. When we met in Union Square, because stranger danger. You want to make sure you're not going to get, you got a public place when you're doing online dating. So we met in Union Square, and he started. At first, I thought when he was messaging me that he was just drunk or because his grammar was a little bit off. But I was like, at least he can hang. So let's. Party.
Okay, so you were like, okay, maybe he had a few shots. So he sounds a little.
He sounds a little swervy.
Right.
So then we met, and I was like, oh, I can't place your accent, and he was like, oh, I'm Serbian, and I was like, oh, I feel like I should know that one, but I don't know. And he was like, it's cool. We get bombed a lot. And I was like, oh, my God, who bombs you? That's so terrible. And he was like, the U.S. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow.
And then he's forgiven.
Yeah, we got over that.
We got over that. That was our first hump as a couple.
See, that's amazing to me. This is the way the world should come together, maybe, like dating.
Yeah, it should just hook up.
Yeah. That's it. Talk about common ground. Your apartment.
We're just one Grindr app away from peace.
Oh, that's it. Maybe that's what we need. Oh
Oh,
boy.
Tumblr.
So we were
Sex
talking.
for peace.
Sex for peace.
Bring seven.
Make love, not war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, you could
it's
start
the-
that. Make sex for peace.
The millennial
I like that.
version. It's
And
no
people
more
could
blood.
just volunteer to do that if they wanted to do that.
I know a lot of people that would volunteer.
Oh my goodness. So we were talking earlier and I said, I am a huge fan of accents. I love them. My parents are, of course, from Italy. I've told you guys that a million times. And I've always been a big fan of accents. And when I moved to New York, I couldn't believe how many different countries people were from, how many different accents. And I got kind of good at figuring out where everybody was from. But another thing that I want to shout out to our immigrants that come here and thrive here, and Alex is one of those people, is that not only do you speak Serbian, you also speak English really, really well. And what's that other language that I just found out tonight that you speak that I didn't know?
Italian.
And
Italian.
how beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you speak Italian? How did that come to be?
That I lived there for 5 years.
You lived in Italy for
Yeah.
5 years. Wow. I bet the Italian girls loved you, Alex.
I guess. So.
Yeah, you don't say, Shanna, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. That was a good answer. That was really good. I guess
Yeah,
so.
humble.
He would know because,
so humble.
right? Okay.
I was studying a lot.
You were studying,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I didn't have time
To
Yeah.
pursue, right. And you knew that somewhere in your future there was
Alabama.
Shanna Sharp from Alabama.
Yeah.
Right. And
Clearly, you're like in.
he saved himself for you, Shanna.
Thank you.
I love that.
Saving yourself for marriage.
Yes, that's really
The
great.
Southern way.
Oh, the Southern way, right. Okay, so actually, I was going to talk to Shanna first, but Alex, I love that we're just talking about this. So you, your art is a visual art, would you say?
Yes, I started with photography, but right now, like what I do for a living.
I love this. I love what you do for a living. I think it's amazing. First of all, we were talking earlier how we have to finance our art by doing
But,
jobs.
Doing jobs, yes.
So your job
My
that you do
job,
now,
Yes, my job, I work in architecture and I do 3D visualization.
3D visualization. I had no idea what that was.
That's basically, we build virtual models to present to clients.
Okay, so let's say there's an architect and he's building a high rise and he wants to pitch it to someone. Aleksander is the person that creates these 3D models so that the client can say, oh, I see your vision. So you pretty much bring their vision that's on blueprint
Exactly.
to
3D.
an art 3D level.
Yes.
That blows my mind. I wouldn't have no idea. I can't even figure out how to get on Facebook Live. I'm sweating.
As I said, I spend a lot of time studying stuff.
Yeah, but thank God for people like you, because I have a very short attention span.
Oh yeah, I can't do it. Tech sweats all the way.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, Shanna, you're pretty, so you don't have to, right?
Yeah. That's right.
So thank God for smart boys and pretty girls.
Amen.
I'm telling you, whoa. All right, so Aleksander, I met you a few years ago when you started dating Shanna as a photographer. That's how I knew you, that you were a photographer, but also you do videos as well, right?
Yeah, that was when life was much easier. I started with photography.
Well, why do you say that? Because I really want to know. Because I believe you. What was easier about it?
First, my rent was like
Really low.
really low.
Really low, like artist low.
Yeah, like artist low. And you didn't have to pay
Struggling
like
artists.
always, you know.
What? What do you mean you didn't have to pay always?
Alexander took squatting to a whole new level.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Well,
Took advantage of those tenant rights.
That's what the musical Rent was all about,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
okay,
And,
so it was easier.
and then I got time to experiment with all this stuff. And yeah, I finished with the video.
Okay.
Video was much more like compelling. It's easier to tell a story with the video than with the photography.
Right, and also when I that camera that you taught me a lot about video through this camera that you had, and how exciting this. Do you find that it's constantly changing though, like equipment you have to update all the time, right?
Yeah, you have to update and you have to be like on top. Because with new technology, you get better picture but actually You have to be on top, but you don't have to change all the time.
Okay,
I mean,
because
it's
I know guys
extremely
like new equipment all the time. That I
Yeah,
know.
I get it.
Tech stuff. It's like always updating. Even when I bought this microphone, the guy said to me, he gave me a really good price on it. And I said, why is it, he said, oh, you don't know. The guys that come in here, they're like updating every week. So I know that guys that work in different fields like to do that. And now videos. Now let's get to Shanna here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because we're going to go back and forth. Shanna, this lovely lady that your fiance wearing the bling. You was shot the most beautiful pictures of Shanna. I think
he did.
Now
I could have gotten some dates out of it if we weren't already dating.
I know.
It's
wow.
unfortunate.
Not only what I love about the way that Alex shoots is that you feel very comfortable. Because
we both had shoots with Aleksander. You had a headshot.
Actually, Alex, my promo for Spreaker, you took that picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And someone else in the comments you did wedding photos.
Oh, right. George Hernandez.
Yeah, about how you did the best.
George and Hector, right.
He does give good wedding photos.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Are you still doing that? If someone is having a wedding, do you still do? Are you too busy now, right?
Too busy.
I know.
I have a job that I pretty much like, and I can do with
every now and then he does it with friends and family. And
stuff. But it's just you've gotten busy. Life blows up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what happens. But yes, George Hernandez. Thank you for reminding us. And those pictures are gorgeous of his wedding. So Alex did those and just a bunch of beauty. What I love about the pictures that you take, and this says a lot about this has nothing to do with machinery. This has to do with the soul of the artist, I believe, is that you can see who you are through your photos, the way people are looking at you. So when I see a picture that you've taken, I see you as well as them because they're comfortable, they're happy, they're calm. There's something that comes through in your photographs. Now, I don't know if you've photographed other things that maybe are not pleasant, like weddings or headshots, but like when he takes pictures of you, your eyes are pouring out. It's beautiful. And I know because you're looking at him and he loves you and you feel that back and forth. And you're a great friend. And I felt that when I was taking pictures with you, I felt comfortable. So
it's strange because that's
do you feel that?
I don't feel that because when I take the camera, I lose sense of self.
That's beautiful though.
Like there's only like pictures.
Isn't that nice? Maybe that's why
that's why, especially when you're photographing weddings, you do such a great job of really showing what the day was and what the events was. It's not like, here's me with my grandma, here's me with this.
Right.
But he really captures the photos of the day,
right?
The
moments, and the energy.
Yeah.
What I remember about George and Hector's wedding was you captured the energy of that, right?
Yes. Sorry, I was making him uncross his arms.
I know, he's so cute. He's so cute and so
shy.
That's all right. Shy is good because Shanna and I are huge hams.
Yes.
Speaking of ham.
Somebody's,
the ham. No, but that's another thing.
That was the one thing we didn't eat that night was the ham.
We'll have to tell that story somewhere in the show. Shanna and I have known each other many years, and we worked together at a club downtown as singers, and we had so much fun. We used to work the same night, and so after that night, we would get we would throw down. We would throw down, not with booze, food.
Yep.
And oh my God, we'll come back to that story.
We acted like we were at some kind of like per se.
We spent $60 at
We
spent $60 at a diner. Just me and Shanna. How the hell does that happen? I spent $60 at a diner. This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But what a night that was. Anyway, so let's talk about you for a second here, Shanna. Okay. So Shanna is not just a great singer. She's also a singer, songwriter. And I'm going to hold up your albums if it's okay. So you can't see this on the radio, but we can show this on Facebook Live. So this was Shanna's first, this one. Go ahead, Shanna. Tell us about this.
There's actually two more before this, but this was the first like real full studio thing that I did with like a full band called Running from Bushwick.
And we'll tell, if people don't live in New York, what's Bushwick?
Bushwick is a neighborhood. Actually, the story behind the title of this, it was originally supposed to be called Live from Bushwick. So we were recording live in the studio, and the engineer was my boyfriend at the time, and then we broke up during the recording.
Oh my God.
So then it became Running from Bushwick because
It's crazy.
Stuff happens.
So now, what was the final title?
Running from Bushwick.
Running from Bushwick.
Get the hell out.
Get
while
the
you
hell
can.
right. See what happens sometimes when you're in the middle of a project? Things change. Okay,
Especially
so
if you sleep.
well, that's the
Yeah,
thing. I don't think she
don't-
slept with anybody before you, though.
Yeah, no. I'm
Alex,
saving myself.
I mean,
for
she was
marriage.
just thinking about
We
right.
talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
This
Okay,
is only imaginary.
imagine.
Yeah.
What? Tell us about your second album.
So this is called. It's called Long Distance Calls from a One Night Stand.
Oh no! One distance calls from a one night.
Long Distance Calls from a One Night Stand. But this is an album that Brian Nash.
Right, a friend of ours, amazing musical director.
So my band Brian Nash is in it, and Michael Herklots on drums, and we recorded this actually in Boston.
Wow. In Beantown.
Yeah, in Brookline, in a studio there. And this is I'm really proud of this album that we did, and Brian.
This is I love this album.
Yeah,
this is a wonderful album.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Yeah, and now this is are these both? Well, let's talk about the third, and then we'll talk about how people can get them.
This is the most recent. It's called Silver Linings Under Gray, and Aleksander actually designed all the CD art for this.
Wow!
So he did that, and they're all available on iTunes.
Okay, so let's spell your name. So this is Shanna Sharp, and
I
go
feel
ahead.
like we should have like Sesame Street letters that come together. Like,
you know what? That would be nice, right? So because on radio, you can't see these things. This is Facebook Live, but on radio, so if someone listening to us right now wants to get your music, how would they get that?
You can go on iTunes and just search Shanna Sharp, and it's SHANNA, so like Anna with a sh.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and Sharp with no E. So just how you spell the word sharp.
Okay, Shanna Sharp from Alabama, my friend. All right. So she has 3 albums. I love them. How would you describe Shanna's music? I mean, for me, it's like there's a little bit of country in there. Just a little. There's enough country that you're like, oh, wait a minute, something's happening there. And there's folk, but there's also rock. It's like this. It's got an edge, and you can be edgy, and I like that about you. And you're smart and comical. And I like the way you look at things. It's different than I would look at them. You're a little more like, you can really like that Stupid Boy song.
I like to stick it.
Right. No, well, right. Not like that, Aleksander.
No, stick it to them.
Right. Yeah, that's an American thing that means like.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah,
right.
That's what it means.
Right.
She knows that. Yeah.
I love that.
I felt that.
Spork and shank away.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Now, so this is her art, okay? And this is her beautiful art. She's constantly performing. Like, you just came back from what? Tell us where you came back from.
I just came back from performing. I was doing some gigs with Atlantis Events. So we were in the Mediterranean. So we were.
I followed Bling.
Yeah, yeah. Bling was going in the Mediterranean too. But it was a really cool gig. It was it's this cruise line with Atlantis Events. They charter boats, and then they hire musicians to come and perform.
And you were one of those musicians?
Yeah, so I did 4 shows on the ship. And we went to, Corfu, Greece, and Ibiza, and Palma de Mallorca.
Italy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
love
Sicily.
your pictures
of
of
Venice. Oh, my God. Venice is amazing.
Oh, boy.
When I was in Sicily, I told him, I was like, we're coming back to Sicily.
Did you go too, Alex?
No, we're coming back to Venice.
Yeah, and going back to Venice. He lived in Venice.
Wow.
So when I was there, he was like, oh, go over here, go over there. And I was like, oh. So it was cool it was beautiful. Everywhere you look is beauty. It was stunning.
Wow. I know. It doesn't even look real, right?
Yeah. I think the only place that kind of was like, was we went to Slovenia. And it was the only reason I understood why Melania had sex with Donald Trump that day. I was like,
wow. Tell us about that.
You got to get out.
So Slovenia, which our first lady is from.
Is from
Melania. Let's just follow Melania.
Yeah, Melania.
So Melania.
Slovenia was part of Yugoslavia also.
Oh, really?
We all hated them.
You hated the Slovenians?
Yeah.
They were like the Alabama trailer park of Yugoslavia.
Okay, wow. You just kicked Slovenia in the head.
Sorry, Slovenia. No, it wasn't that it was so bad. It just was kind of like a ghost town. There was like nothing really, like they have these ports for these cruise ships to come in, and then they like have like one like hot dog stand, and that's kind of like it. They're like, Slovenian hot dog is good, you try. And you're like, I don't want this at all. Like, but,
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks.
Thanks, Melania.
I got some trail mix. I'm all right.
Would you like a Cheeto like my husband? No? Okay.
I love. No, don't be sorry. I love this. Okay, so.
Cheeto like my
husband.
government just joined our conversation.
Oh,
No, don't. You see how these Eastern Europeans, they're always looking for the government to come in and bust in. People are joining. So let's say hi to some of our friends. I always love this. And Chris DePiero is there. And Chris always is the guy that tells me, Maria, you should look at, he was on our first show. You should look at who's coming in. So we got Les Hopkins, Matthew Carey, Chris DePiero. Thanks, everybody. Terry Leibowitz-Ross, my friend who makes beautiful jewelry, terryrossjewelry.com. Some of the most beautiful jewelry you'll ever see, all handmade. Joy from Massachusetts, McNaughton. Oh, Stephanie Greco from Massachusetts. A bunch of people are coming in. We're so glad you're here. So, all right, now, so Shanna.
Yes.
So you were away.
Hey, Jason.
Who's that now?
Jason.
Oh, Jason. Yay. Dr. Jason.
I know. We used to brunch together.
I love it. You see what happens? You brunch with people, the next thing you know, that's it. They're famous.
For life.
That's what it is. In New York, brunch is big.
Brunch is where you make it.
Make it or break it.
Definitely broke it.
Oh.
Definitely broke it.
So you were performing on the ship. And how many shows a day?
Actually, it was a really sweet gig because I was gone for, just under 2 weeks. So like 10, 12 days. I only had to do 4 shows. And so the rest of the time.
In 12 days?
In 12 days. So I did 4 shows, and the rest of the time I was just like chilling in foreign countries.
That's so great.
It was an amazing gig.
Wow.
May they please.
And Brian was there with you?
Brian was there. Yeah, he does them all the time. He's a musical director on the ship.
Brian Nash, our friend.
Yeah, and Jennifer Holiday was on the ship. She
really?
Performed. Yeah.
The Jennifer Holiday?
The Jennifer Holiday. Like,
wow.
I was in a holding room with Jennifer Holiday when we first got on the boat.
Wow.
I was like, hi, Jennifer. And she's like, don't talk to me. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, she's still mad about some stuff.
No. She was cool.
Was she cool? All right. What did you do to her? Love that. See, Alex, you have a whole different angle on life. I love it. What did you do to her? The government's coming to. I love this. This is like spy stuff. I like it. You think like a spy writer.
Welcome to our apartment.
Okay. So that's what you just came off of that. Now, Alex, you've done some of Shanna's videos, right?
Yes.
And how do you guys find working together? I know some people love working with their boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, engagement person, and some people are like, "Oh, I'm never doing this again."
Well, we've done him.
We've
done him.
You guys, you got along. Did she drive you crazy? Pretty girls do that, you know. Pretty girls get away with murder.
Oh, really?
You know who you are.
That's why we have that body over there. Okay. No.
What?
He said that's why we have that body over there, because pretty girls get away with murder.
No, that's it. I'm telling you, this is Serbian humor.
It's good.
I'm catching on.
It's good, baby. Come in.
So how was that experience working together?
So I think the first part, when we get creative, like when we brainstorm, that's actually really good.
Yeah,
production is always crazy.
Yeah. And I think production is crazy no matter.
And then I like to take my time and
editing,
and I like to push him.
Right.
So I like deliverables to be met.
But
that's when we break up.
That's it. And break up makeup. That's it. And then thank God, then they.
Yeah, no. Creatively, I think we have really good ideas together. We come up with really good stuff. Filming beyond just like the normal stresses of filming, we do pretty well.
Yeah, but production can be stressful.
The post-production, because really all the work is on him, and I'm just like a taskmaster, and he doesn't like things.
Right, and Shanna, this brings me back to, I have known you, how long have we known each other? Over 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Like maybe 12 years?
13, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so ever since I've known you, you are always someone that is on to the next thing. And I don't mean that you dump what you're doing. You're up on, I would put you in the entrepreneur category. You have a vision. You always are looking for new ways to do something creative, but also you're always thinking about the money too, which I admire because I'm not always like that. And I really respect that. And you say you're going to do something and you follow through. That is something I'm really working on getting better at. I do, but you're really good at it.
I actually learned that from her.
Okay.
That was
thanks.
totally, money was like a foreign concept.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way like that. I like to make money. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but I get lost in the other stuff. Or I give up halfway and I think, that's not going to work out. Where you are like, no, this is what I want to do. This is my vision. And this is how I'm going to execute it. So when I first met you, you not only were playing the guitar and doing shows like that, you were singing where we worked together. And then you also had started a greeting card company. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, and the cookie company,
and
too.
then the cookie company. Right. And you were selling greeting cards, which were so funny and great. And then you were making these amazing cookies, Daughter Sharp cookies, right?
Yeah.
Shanna makes some serious cookies, like serious cookies. And then she was selling them, and it just caught fire. And people were having them shipped all over the country. And so you're that kind of person. And then you started working for your brothers.
I started my brother opened a place up in Peekskill, New York. And so I was managing. Are you talking about that?
Yeah.
At the Birdsall House. I was managing at his place for a little bit when he was helping him getting started open.
And how did this come? Okay, so I'm going to show something on Facebook Live, and I'll tell you guys on the radio what it is. So Shanna Sharp is not only a singer-songwriter, she is also co-owns a bar, an amazing bar that got great write-ups. It's called Mess Hall. I'm going to have you tell us about that. But this is what it looks like for Facebook Live people. That's your logo. And it's MESSHALL, like the Army.
Yeah, and when you search it, it's Mess Hall Harlem.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's a bourbon-centric bar. So
what does that mean?
Meaning we have like over 50 bourbons.
Wow.
So we're always like expanding the brown liquors. So our ryes, our scotches, our bourbons, all the whiskeys.
Is there a call for that many?
I mean, in my opinion,
yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I like to drink all of them. So
wow, I love it. I love this.
Yeah.
I don't know much about this.
Yeah, I mean, we have it's a full bar. We have vodka, we have gin, we have rum.
But people, if they want to get good bourbon, you want to go to Mess Hall.
If you really like whiskeys, you like bourbons, you like scotches, especially bourbons and ryes, we're the place to be.
Mess Hall Harlem. So if you go on Facebook and like Mess Hall, it's really like a great place, and it has. I love the decor. It's really warm. You walk in there and you feel like, I feel like I've gone somewhere else, like somewhere in the woods or something, and I don't know what's going to come.
Kind of lodgy.
Yeah, and you forget that you're in New York City. Which sometimes when you're in New York City, as much as you love it, you want to kind of like forget you're in New York City and you want to go somewhere else, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so Mess Hall is one of those places. Then tell us exactly where it is if people want to find it.
Yeah, so it's 2194 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. So it's Frederick Douglass between 118th and 119th.
Okay.
So for New Yorkers out there, it's right off the 116th Street stop for the B, the C, the 2, and the 3.
It's really easy to get to.
Yeah.
Really easy. And that whole area is like really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of had this whole renaissance. It's this whole like restaurant row, and we're kind of like the neighborhood bar in the pocket, which is, really nice.
And you know who lives next door? Our friend Emily McNamara and David Ingber.
Yeah, they live like above.
And they're adorable little baby. Have you seen the baby?
I've seen pictures.
Oh, no, you don't understand Lucy. So she's cute. Adorable. We're going to have David and Emily on one of our shows. They're a married couple, but they're both funny, really funny people, and they work in the industry. And so we'll have them on as well. And they just had a baby. I actually officiated their wedding, so I'm very proud.
That's right. We both were.
We were at that wedding. You played at that wedding.
Yeah, I sang. You officiated. It was good. You were really good, by the way.
You know what? It was my first one, and I'm glad it was them.
You were pretty awesome.
But listen, that brings me to you. There's another thing that Shanna does. Okay, so Siren. I want to talk about Siren.
Yeah.
But first, before we go to Siren, is the group she's with. There's a whole other thing she does. Let's talk about this new thing.
So this is a new restaurant and wedding event space called Factoria at Charles Point Marina. So Charles Point Marina is in Peekskill, New York, and this just opened, and it's a big loft space. It's a full running restaurant. There's a brewery attached. There's like a games unit with like rope courses and things. So it's kind of like this kind of one-stop shop event. So there's this really beautiful part that we've been having weddings in and everything. It's really lovely, but it's a brand new project. And actually among the partners is also one of my brothers.
Which brother?
John Sharp.
I love John.
Yeah, I'm real excited.
John is really, really, really sweet and very cute, I might add. Because he has those blue eyes that you have.
Right,
those sharp eyes. Okay, so this is I just found out about this tonight, and I'm friends with Shanna, but this is pretty new, right?
Yeah, this is brand new. Like the restaurant half is still in the makings. So
how would one get up there? Let's say we're in New York and we want to get up to.
You can take the Metro North.
Factoria?
Yeah, the Metro North goes right into Peekskill, and it's just right off of that.
So if you are in the Peekskill area or in the New York area and you want to have a wedding or any other kind of event and you want to get out of town a little bit and you want to have a really nice experience, and how are they going to find it's
Factoria CP, which stands for Charles Point. So just factoriacp.com is the website.
FACTORIACP.com. Go and check that out and look at that space. And how nice. All right. So now tell us about Siren.
Yeah.
Siren is this. We were doing this wedding.
There's too many things.
You have so many things.
I'm getting overwhelmed.
I know, but don't worry about it. Because we have food after this that we're going to eat. I made you guys some food. After this, and then we'll talk about food too. But I made some nice beef tips with some delicious vegetables.
Yeah, beef tips.
Jimmy, how are we doing for time on the what do you call it? The sponsors. You want to go to the commercials? All right. Jimmy's going to take us to commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk about Siren, and I also want to talk about Aleksander's website and how you can reach him and all the amazing things he does when we come back. So tell us when we're out, Jimmy. Okay, so we're out. Okay, so while they're, if you're listening on TuneIn right now, you're going to hear the great sponsors that I love listening to the podcast because then I can hear the sponsors too, and they got some really great sponsors.
I wonder what we're paired up with. Wouldn't that be funny if it's like something a little kooky, like it's like
I don't know
something for genital warts? I'm just kidding.
You know what? I think that was a couple of weeks ago. That's another show.
Oh yeah,
another show. Yeah, I think we're cool. We got some food stuff, which is good.
Relax.
All right. There you go. You see?
But we're still on Facebook.
We're still on Facebook.
So
hey, Facebook.
Yeah, so we're still broadcasting from Facebook, but we're not on the radio right now. They're doing some commercials. So, let's talk to our friends right now. So what do we got? Shanna, you saw Brooks is there.
Karen just joined. There's
Karen Caswell, my friend from high school. She just joined. If you see comments, we can read them. Now, in a couple of weeks, I know Catherine Salvio is always asking me about this. They're going to have a phone number that people can call in. So I think we're working on that. We're getting closer and closer to that.
All you can do now is comment.
Right. So you can comment now and just let us know that you're watching.
Someone shared the video.
Someone shared it. Okay, thank you for noticing that. Our technical genius here. Yeah. Of course he noticed. We're not noticing. We're like, how's my lipstick in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it still on? And all I keep thinking about is, oh, well, good. We're going to eat after this. So, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, we're going to eat after this. Yay.
Let's go to a diner. It's been $60.
Oh, my God. That was crazy. We got to tell that story when they come back on. All right. So one of the things you can do we would love it if you shared our video, please. So this will post to as soon as we're done. It's public now.
Thanks, Joe, and 2 others for sharing that video.
Who was that, Joe? Who?
Joe Savino.
Oh, yeah, that's Joe Savino's big. He's big stuff. Joe rocks. It's Joe rocks. So, Joe, I did it right this time. I think I went public. So if you want to share it, please feel free to tell people about it and share it, and they can listen to our show. And I'm going to have just a ton of different people on every week. And let's say you're an artist out there in New York and you want to be on the show, just get in touch with me. I would love it. I'm going to really mix it up. And if you have a project you're working on, even if you can't come on the show, just let me know about that because I'll tell people about it. I want to promote my friends and people that I care about and good people. So if you're a jerk, I don't know. I might have mixed feelings about that. If I have a resentment or something. But if you're a good person, I'll promote that. Anyway, you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. I mean, you could I like brownies and things like that.
We didn't bring brownies.
I know, jerks. Shanna, next time.
We're jerks.
Next time. All right, so we'll be coming back in about a minute. So some of the things that we're going to talk about when we come back are going to be Alex's projects and Siren. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about food. And
What's next? Food.
yeah,
Always
because
food.
we have to have, as my friend Jeffrey Campbell said about the show, it's wit, wisdom, sass. Well, he said class. I don't know, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
Sass, class, food, and fun.
Like it.
So we're going to be covering those things as well. So we'll talk about some of the foods that we like. And Alex, I want to hear about some of the foods that you grew up with that are different.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds, we're coming back in.
Good Serbian foods.
Okay. Yeah, because that's all interesting to me and things of that nature. So we're going to be coming back in a couple seconds. Hold on, Facebook Livers. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much. Excellent. So we are back on What's the Story with Maria. So if you're listening, radio listeners, some of the things that we were talking about on Facebook Live were, Aleksander, let's start with you and then we'll go back to, so tell us what this is. I'm going to hold this up.
The
You tell
first
me.
one is my personal website.
Okay. Show your personal
So
website.
That one is more, yeah.
Oh, is that you? Is that a picture of you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. And what's the symbolism of the two black holes? I mean, I know what I see as a person that looks at art, but what did you intend it to be? Or did you intend it, or just left it open?
Just left it open for other people to interpret. But
Is it
the
based
second
more on a
one is,
feeling when you do it?
I love it. I think
yeah,
it's great.
I just go with the feeling.
So what
I
this
don't
is,
remember what
for the radio, you can't see it, but
I
it's,
felt empty inside.
okay. It's
Like
amazing.
existential void. Let's say existential void.
See, Americans
Yeah.
don't speak that way. This is a person. First of all, English is not his first language, and he says things like existential. When's the last time you said existential? People that only speak English. Thank you. So
All right.
this, the
So
pictures,
the
I
first
love.
one is-
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is your website, and let's. It is www.co2studio.com.
Yeah, that's my commercial video work.
Okay.
And you can.
And this
see-
is more of his video work and such as AleksanderCosic.com.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my personal website
Okay, and that is a personal website.
where I say some personal ideas and like more political. More,
I love political.
Yes.
So, so Michael Isaacs, he loves this stuff. So,
Yes.
if you want to politicize with Alex, it's AleksanderCosic.com. Okay, so I love the pictures with it because to me, I see two things. I see vessel. I see that you're open, even though it's dark there, but you're open. So that's what I saw as an artist. I love it. I love art. All right. So now, Shanna Banana, as I call you, tell us about Siren, and then we're going to segue into our food section with our diner story.
Food section.
Tell us about Siren, who I love. This is an amazing group that I love.
So Siren, I wanted to do a group singing with some girls, and so what Siren is it's me and my two friends, Lindsay Morgan and Colleen Harris.
All right. Great people. We'll have you guys on too.
Very great people.
I want you guys to come back with a Siren episode too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's Siren Music NYC if you want to check it out on any platform. But what we are is we're a trio, and we take pop songs, but we do them in three-part harmony in like a country sensibility.
Love it.
So it's like Beyonce, but with like a country swing.
So if Dixie Chicks, but
yeah, it just Dixie Chicks was doing Beyonce.
I love it. Except what I don't want to just compare you to Dixie Chicks. Of course, that's the easy way to go because it's three girls, three really talented girls. But what I like about you guys is there's a boiled down element of your music, of Siren's music, that is just angelic. It's like you're hearing all these beautiful harmonies, but it's not polluted with too many other sounds. So
it's good. Yeah, it's guitar
clean.
And three vocals. Like it's really clean.
Clean is a good word for it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because all three of us are singers and performers in our own right. Colleen Harris is a singer. Lindsay Morgan is a singer and soloist, very strong soloist. And all our voices are a little bit different, but when they come together, it really like creates something really unique and interesting to listen to. I'm like in rehearsal. I'm like, we sound really good.
Oh, you do though. You do sound so great.
It.
So if they want to hear Siren, which is the group that Shanna is with, that is Siren like a siren you would hear on an ambulance, and also the siren, the female on that half shell. The siren was those beautiful girls. Remember, if you know mythology. So SIREN.
And then all one word, Siren Music NYC.
Okay, Siren Music NYC. Please check them out.
If you just search Siren, I think it goes to like heavy metal thrash bands.
Yeah, so you want Siren Music NYC. And you'll see Shanna and you'll see the other two girls. And the other two girls again are?
Colleen Harris and Lindsay Morgan.
So girls, I hope you're listening. You're going to come on the show. You have to. And I'll make something delicious, I promise. Because we always eat after the show. All right. So now, Shanna, let's segue into our food section of the portion of the show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating.
Which is what we like to do.
That's what we like to do. So Shanna and I worked together, and then we would go. It was Saturday nights that we worked together, or Friday?
We worked together Fridays and Saturday night. So it was war.
Right, and we were tired.
There was usually a patron that would bring us a pizza in between because it was like your energy got low. And they had to feed the troops.
Yeah.
Remember, like Susie and Jack, they'd bring us like a slice from across the street,
or something from Starbucks or something.
Yeah, and then we'd go out again after the show.
Yeah, of course.
That's
right, because and first of all, we were both single at the time.
So single,
and we were both like licking our wounds and feeling sad.
We were like recently broken up, too. Not just like single,
broken-hearted. We were just like, oh no, what are we gonna do?
Lots of songs being written.
We were writing songs and eating a lot. Yeah. Eating a lot of carbs. So one particular night, it was so bad. One particular night, Shanna and I went to. Yeah. Forget those pre-taco truck. That's delicious. Yeah. It was before the taco truck. So we would go to the diner, and what are some of the things we would order, Shanna?
Okay.
It's just the two of us now.
We'd always get wings.
Wings, right.
Sometimes mozzarella sticks.
Yep.
Sometimes we throw in a salad for good measure.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because because sometimes the waiter would look at us like,
yeah, it's really
you sure that's, you
I'd like a house
some greens
salad with that, thanks.
or something? How about something green?
And then we'd always get like.
But wait, you get a salad, but you'd always get ranch.
Oh yeah, it's really salad is just what is it, like receptacle in which to put more ranch into your mouth. If you're from the South, anything you can eat that you can douse in ranch, you eat. It could be literally like dog poop. If you put ranch on it,
it's delicious.
You would eat it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Wings with ranch.
Wings with ranch.
Wings with ranch.
I would drink ranch dressing. Let's be real.
I think you might have.
I probably
that night. I think you drank the ranch.
I did. I was like,
all right, then we ordered pancakes.
There would be pancakes with bananas and walnuts.
Oh my God!
We'd
some sauce, a side of sausage.
We get corned beef hash.
Well done sausage.
There's always a corned beef hash thing happening. There were chicken tenders.
Wait, then we got a lemon meringue pie.
Oh yeah, it was like something like the banana cream. And then like a hot fudge fucking sundae or something.
It was crazy. And then we got in a cab. We were so full we couldn't even move. And the check
rolling out.
The check came before the tip, mind you. It was $60. 60 for two broken-hearted girls.
Yeah.
We were just eating our feelings away.
Yeah.
And then we got in a cab and we went up. We dropped you off first.
It was his first day driving.
Definitely. And it was such a bad ride.
He just kept like riding the brake and riding. We just kept kind of like.
We were like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick.
I didn't realize how bad it was until he dropped me off at my apartment and I looked to see the cab of Maria going to the cab and I see the brake lights on off.
Oh, it was so
like
nauseous.
A disco. It was like
a disco cab. After you've ingested about 60 pounds of food.
I don't know how you made it home. I
don't know how I did it anyway. I probably should have been hospitalized that night. Oh, it was bad.
I get sick thinking
Americans
about
were gluttons, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it though. Now I'm trying to be good now. I've been really good. Now, Alex, I'm sure that eating in Serbia, some of the things that, like Americans, we know we eat a lot. Like sometimes people would come into restaurants I worked in that were foreign, and they'd be like, "This is a lot of food." Then I think, what? It's just your entree. But would you think that Americans eat more than
portions are bigger, much bigger, especially diners. That's why I love to go to diners.
Because they have big portions.
Yeah,
but instead of like know how to
go to like a fancy restaurant, they give you like a small portion, and you're like, come on. But I like the diner.
Come on. Yeah. But you mean that in a good way, like or take it easy.
No. In a fancy restaurant.
In a fancy restaurant. Oh, it's very small. I agree with you.
I'm a simple person. person.
Yeah, me too. You
But
I like
Tell
to
her
eat.
about-
When I go to a restaurant, I like
you want to eat. You don't want to just look at art.
Yeah.
Tell her about kafana. Because I think kafana is like the Serbian version of
Is it
diner.
is it a restaurant?
It means like cafe.
Yeah,
Right?
it means like a.
Do they have them in New York?
Well, there's a
there's
restaurant
one.
called
Yeah.
kafana.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
in Serbia, it's
So
like,
you tell us about if we're in
kafana.
Serbia, what are some of the things we're going to be eating?
In
What's
Serbia,
like a typical Serbian meal?
There's a lot of. So we. Cevapcic.
You like that?
I
You
love,
guys like it? What
I
is it?
love
So she's
Kebab.
really excited about Serbian food, and
Oh,
she
good.
started
It's new,
to learn.
yeah.
She started to learn. She actually started to learn even Serbian.
duh.
Like
I
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
So you guys went to Serbia recently, right?
Mhm.
Like over the winter?
Yeah,
To
was
visit
it the
Alex's
winter?
family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and we're
Second
getting
time,
married
right?
there too.
You're getting married in
We're
Serbia?
getting
Yeah,
married
we-
in Alabama and then married in Serbia.
Okay,
Serbia.
America, hello. I'm just okay. And Michael Isaacs, this is for you're gonna love. I mean, this is what I love my friends because if you look at the state of the country right now, it's extremely divided, right? But here is they are getting married in Alabama. I'm going to say that twice: Alabama and Serbia. I mean, you couldn't be more different, and
No,
yet
because
there's similarities,
It's
right?
one world. Yeah.
One world.
Aww.
See, but he's right.
No, it's true. You know, like I think we're going in the wrong. But that's
Another story. So if you
another-
want to do, yeah. So we're trying to stay
Let's-
away
That's
from
another
that.
Yeah.
podcast for another.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Food, cevapcici, burek. Burek is like.
What is it? Tell me about it.
So
Oh,
good.
you can actually eat burek here in
Queens.
Is it meat?
Queens.
It can be meat or a cheese filling. It's like kind of like this phyllo dough. It's like this savory
How do you call it?
pastry.
I love it. I love it already. You said
I love
phyllo dough. You got me.
Yeah,
It's like a phyllo dough, but it's like a pie. It's like entire circle.
I love
and
that.
You cut it.
and
like-
it's either cheese or meat or
Yeah.
Can you
cabbage
bake
or
it?
potato. Yeah, it's like
So
baked.
where would if I wanted to go to a Serb? Is there a Serbian part of town or something in Brooklyn?
No,
Or is
there's
there a restaurant?
No.
So-
in Queens, there's like a section where you have more Eastern Europeans, though for
Like
sure.
a region. Yes.
But it's like a lot. It's not necessarily just Serbian. It's like former Yugoslavia, like the whole.
Wow, I love different foods from different countries.
Astoria. There is a lot
Yeah.
of restaurants in Astoria.
Serbian restaurants?
Mhm.
Okay, good to know. Astoria is in Queens, New York, and they're very diverse there. I think Queens
Let's
has
see.
like 183 different languages. Isn't that crazy?
That's
Really?
wild.
Yeah, like it's the most of all the boroughs of the 5 boroughs in New York. So if you want some good Serbian food, look it up, Google it, and Queens, and if
It's Broadway and 350.
It's
Broadway and
called
30.
Ukus.
How do you spell that?
Ukus.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Ukus.
So it's a lot of like pies like that, Serbian
Yes.
food, and
They should pay for this stuff.
who should pay for it?
Yeah, you should have an
You should have
advertisement.
an
from-
Well, if people want to jump on, listen, I won't say no. I just personally,
Alright.
I'm talking about
But
great
it's a good
places.
food. Great
But
food.
I want to. We're talking about it because we like it. You know. Okay. Now that brings us to the Shanna salad. Let me tell you about this. So Alex, would you help me now and just grab that? Okay. So I am a creative person. I like to say, and Shanna and I are both creative, and we used to hang out a lot when we were both single because we would talk about our relationships and blah blah
we
blah.
helped each other.
We helped each other a
Yeah.
lot, and you know what? I look back at that time. It was very special. Thank
I
you.
agree. Thank you.
And we got through it, and we both found amazing people, and we're
We
both
did.
happy. We did, and we're both really happy. But there was a friendship, a bond that you and I had that was really special. And you were working in this neighborhood, and you sometimes would be here for lunch,
Mhm.
and you would just call me and be like, "Hey, I'm in your building," and I'd say, "Oh, you want to come over for lunch?" So one of the things that I would do is I would just feed Shanna whatever I had in the refrigerator. So this particular day, I hadn't made anything. I was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to make Shanna?" And so this is what I had in my refrigerator. I'm going to move this microphone for a second. And I created the Shanna salad that
I'm
day.
obsessed with
It's
it.
delicious. So what it is Boston. This is what I had in my fridge, just like my mother used to do. She'd say, "Let me just see what I have in there." So I had Boston lettuce, cucumbers, craisins. You can buy a giant bag at Costco, kids. Craisins, dill, fresh dill that I chopped up, blue cheese crumble, and pecans.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to get like a little southern thing in there too, right? Because Shanna's southern. So I created the Shanna salad. Now, what I dress this with is, of course, olive oil because I have
Italian.
Italian. I have to put olive oil and everything. Olive oil, and then I used pear infused vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
I love really good oils. We're going to eat this afterwards, and then I also made steak tips. So
This is all for
thank
me,
you. So
right? This
yeah,
is
well,
my
you
bowl.
can model the Shanna salad. That is, I should take a picture of you tonight with the Shanna salad, holding that.
That salad.
All right, now, do you still bake, Shanna? Because I know you're such a good baker.
You know, I think when I had the cookie company, I was running that all out of a non-convection oven in Harlem. So it was like,
Wow,
I would have to bake 300 plus cookies, one tray
unbelievable.
at a time. So I think I got a little burned out from that side of that business.
Right.
And one thing that
How long did you do that for? Like a year, right?
Yeah, I did it for a little over a year. It got tricky with the crash because a big part of that business was corporate events. So
you mean the crash of 2008?
Yeah.
See, I'm not even thinking along those lines, right?
Yeah.
Because people did stop. They were spending a lot of money.
Yeah, and so
then
offices kind of shut down. They're kind of, they had to survive. So.
Those were the Bush years, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
But that's when I got into real estate. After that was when I started doing that.
Right. And
which is then what parlayed into the bars. So it's,
okay, so you started doing we haven't even talked about that. I don't know if
I know. There's too many things.
There's too many things. But that's
Next
what
time.
Shanna does. And that's and Alex is very similar in a different direction. Artistically, in this city, let me just talk about this for a little while because we talked about it. We have about 8 minutes left. Okay, so in this city, what I found is that nobody does one thing. I mean, if you are someone if you move to New York just to do something that's not along the artistic lines, maybe. But even like people in the medical field and all that, everybody's juggling a million things all the time. But I find that artists in this city, you may think you're going to come here. So if anybody's listening that lives somewhere else and thinking about moving to New York, you think, oh, I'm going to go to New York and I'm going to be a star. I'm going to end up on Broadway, or I'm going to, be in soap operas or whatever it is that you want to do. And what happens is you come here and the sticker shock is amazing. And then you figure out that you're going to live like 2 or 3 people in an apartment because there's no other way to afford it. And you're young, so you don't know. You're learning as you go. And you sometimes end up doing some of your art, but you have to find other ways to finance it. So I always found starting out was really difficult. It was hard to stay in the game. Like most people don't stay in it. And somebody asked me once, an old friend of mine that was leaving town because she said, I don't know if I can do this. And she said, what do you get if you stay? And I said, you get to stay. That's what you get. If you stay in New York and keep working on it, you get to stay in New York, which is an amazing experience. Would you say that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would.
What I would say, it's like go open-hearted, but learn how to protect your heart.
Wow.
It's true.
Go with the heart, but learn how to protect.
And especially in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, but you said, I love what you just said. And now what were the 3 things we were talking before the show, and you said 3 things that, I said, Alex, what are some things that you need to survive in the city?
Thick skin.
Thick skin. You listening, kids? Thick skin.
Thick skin, commitment, and focus.
Thick skin, commitment, and focus. And it's thick skin because people are going to say what they're going to say. Yeah, nobody pulls punches here. They just tell you what they think.
Yeah.
And then commitment because you got to follow through, right? And focus, because it's easy. That's me. I get distracted very easily.
A commitment because you're gonna fail a lot.
In what ways would you say that you're gonna fail a lot?
Rejection. You're not gonna
Right.
Yeah, any job in the arts is filled with rejection. You're going to be rejected more times than you're going to succeed. And I think that we were talking about when we went to school for the arts.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about, it's really hard being an actress. It's really hard being a singer. But they don't necessarily break down what's hard of it. So I remember I was always thinking growing up, like, oh, whatever, they're pussies. I got this.
Right.
But it's about being knocked down constantly and still having the commitment to your dreams and your passions to keep moving forward, because you're always going to fail more than you succeed.
Wow.
So you have to
See, I need to hear that.
How to let go. That's
let go of the failures, just learn from them, and
just say, okay, well, how would I do that differently this time?
Yeah.
Not let it dictate what you do or don't do. Like for many years for me, if something went wrong, I would just That's it. I'm just going to stop doing that. And it was there were people that were in my life that were like, no, you can't just do that. That's ridiculous. You got to, or try this. Or you know what the statistic is, like I know in commercials, because I've done some commercials and I still go on commercial auditions. And a lot of it, people will be like, well, did you get it? I'm like, no. They're like, well, why do you keep going on these auditions? Because that's how you're going to get it if you do get it. You have to keep going. The statistics in commercials is for every 40 auditions you go on, you get one.
Yeah.
40. So what I started doing is saying, all right, let's start counting.
Yeah, I'm just getting closer to the time I booked.
Right. So let me just look before we got about 3 minutes left, I think, or 4 minutes. Let me see, say a shout out to some of the other people. Desiree, thank you. She was on from the beginning.
Oh, nice.
Aubin Peterson, Joanna Pinsler, Louis Ramos. Louis Ramos, I love you. He is my friend. He's an NYPD captain.
Oh, how cool.
And a shout out and salute to my NYPD friends. I have many, many friends in the NYPD. Louis is such a great guy. So I'm so glad you're listening, Louis. Love you. He's in Brooklyn. Andre Nugentman, and he is in Savannah now. He has a great shoe store called Shooby-Doo. He's and great shoes. So if you're in the Savannah area, go to Shooby-Doo. Eddie Kutu, I went to high school with Eddie Kutu. Belle Parker is a Wisconsin girl. Cheesehead. She's going to be on the show at some point with Steve Watts.
Oh, shut up.
So,
that's cool. I mean, don't shut up.
Exactly. So shut up. So one of the things I want to put this out there, if I could get a Wisconsin show, if I could get Katie Cass, Belle Parker, her real name is, I don't know if I should say your real name because it's not on Facebook. So, and Steve Watts on my show, my Wisconsin Cheeseheads, we would have a Cheesehead show. We might have to do that sometime as soon as football season starts.
Maybe you can travel and be remote, do it remote.
You know what? I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about maybe broadcasting. I'll have to talk to Joe Rocks about that. Broadcasting on location from different places, even though we're in New York based. We'll see about that because I got some cool LA people too that I want to have on. So, all right. So we're winding down, and I want to thank you guys for being on the show.
This was fun.
Oh my God, it was so fun.
Thanks for everybody for watching.
Thanks for watching, and please share it with your friends. Share it on other people's Facebook pages and all that, and tell people about our show. So the name of the show is called What's the Story? What's the Story with Maria. And if you can watch us on Facebook Live, I'm going to try to Facebook Live every week. Some weeks it may not work, but I'll always try. Last week we lost our connection, but I'll always try. And also, if you're listening, no matter where you are, there's a great app called, and you can listen to like hundreds of live broadcasts. Tune in; it's free, and you can listen to like CNN and just New York One, all kinds of stuff like Constant. And then if you want to go to podcast, you go to the Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker app, Spreaker.com, and then you can listen to podcasts and just type in "What's the Story with Maria," and you'll see my picture come up, and that is the one that Alex took of me. I probably need new headshots now, but I'm holding on. I'm holding on to that youth.
You still look the same.
I do, but it's time. I can feel it's time. So it's time for new things, right?
Here we go.
All right. And if you want to contact Alex, here we go. Let me put this up again. That is Alex stuff. For our radio listeners, co2studio.com. If you want Shanna Sharp Music, right?
Yeah, Shanna Sharp Music. On YouTube or Facebook
and you should just go to, after this, just go to iTunes and just download her stuff. You will love it. And also, are you on Spotify?
I am on Spotify.
Okay, so, listen on Spotify as well. And then if you're in the New York area, you want to go to this great bar called Mess Hall. And it's in Harlem, Mess Hall, Harlem.
In South Harlem. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you want to find that and let us know that you're there. Okay? All right. So I think that we've gone off the air now with those guys. Thank you, everybody. Can't wait to turn on our air conditioner again because we had to turn it off. Thank you. I love you both. We're going to eat now. All right? Thanks, guys. Come back next week, 9 p.m. Tuesdays. Bye.